why I think actually the PlayStation 5 Pro is a good thing, I have been thinking a lot lately about console gaming. I have been a console gamer for my whole life. I actually own all current gen consoles, so I have the Xbox Series X, I have the PlayStation 5, and I have the Nintendo Switch. And so far, I have been extremely disappointed, meaning that I can't justify the price. So, the reason why I think the PlayStation 5 Pro is a good thing because is because I think that it will show that the traditional business model for console gaming is obsolete. I think that this console will not sell that well, and it will usher the transition of the gaming industry. So we heard throughout the past year that the gaming industry is not doing that well, and that we need to transition, and change needs to happen, etc., etc. And I think that actually the PlayStation 5 Pro illustrates the issue with the gaming industry, where I will divide it into three main arguments. The first one is the economics. Why would you buy a console? The I would buy a console for a very simple reason, which is price to performance ratio. Historically, that has been the main reason why people would buy a console. It's the promise that you will experience good games at a reasonable price, at a very good quality compared to, for example, a PC. Okay? But unfortunately, uh, the past years, the past decade, let's say, and especially with this generation of console, you can see that consoles are struggling to match the quality of gameplay and visuals on PC, and at the same time, they are increasing their price significantly. Asking for $700 for a console is yeah, I don't see how it makes sense financially for anyone to invest in a PlayStation 5 Pro. Plain and simple. It doesn't make sense. You financially speaking, you're better off saving money. So, yeah, saving money and then investing into a gaming PC. I think that again, if you are like me and you like to to play all type of games, and you think that some of the games on the PlayStations are good, some of the games on the Xboxes are good, so you, probably you are looking at an investment. If this is going to cost $700, and let's say the Xbox, not Pro but Series XX or whatever, will cost also 700, so this is already $1,400, then you are already into PC price territory, and actually with a good configuration that will allow you to play at a much better graphical resolution and quality. So, and that leads me to the next point, which is actually the lack of good uh, exclusive games. Meaning that again, it ties a little bit also to the economics, but this time from a developer point of view. It costs a lot of money to develop a AAA game. So much so that economically speaking, financially speaking, it doesn't make sense to limit a game to only one platform. And what that means is that exclusives, console exclusives, are pretty much dead. And we saw that in the past 2, 3 years. Helldivers 2, God of War, you name it. almost all the exclusives from PlayStation and Xbox are now available on PC. Uh, Given that, yeah, maybe the latest exclusives from Sony, you will have like a delay of 2 or 3 months, but at the end of the day, they will come out on PC also. So if you are going, if it means for you that you need to wait 2 3 months to experience a game that you want to play at a better quality, then I think it's worth it. It definitely makes more sense than to wait, to not wait and buy a PlayStation 5 Pro at $700. That's how I see it. The third point is that the audience is changing. Gamers are evolving. The target audience for console gamers, and you can see it in youngsters, so to speak, because I consider myself as a more on the older side. So my generation grew up with consoles, and I think that my generation and maybe 2 or 3 generations after we are carrying the console market, so to speak, because it has been cultural. But when you look at kids nowadays, they don't really care about consoles. They are used to playing the games that they like on the phone. So consoles it doesn't really interest them that much. So that means that further down the line, the economics of the consoles are not are not the prospects are not looking that good. You have an audience that is transitioning from being used to play on a console to being used to play on a phone or on a mobile device. And that's where I think, for example, Nintendo did a great choice with the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch, you have excellent games in a portable console, so you can play them wherever you want, but you can also play them on your TV with a dock. And I believe that's the first step toward the next shift in the gaming industry, which is that, and actually that's what Xbox is hammering these days, that the market is changing, the expectations are changing, and that's why they keep saying that our target is the Xbox Game Pass. That's um, our main value, so to speak. So the ability for any gamer to play on any platform at any time. And that's quite powerful. And you can see, and I think that Xbox in that regard, Microsoft and Xbox are kind of ahead of Sony. And I do believe that probably Xbox will wait at this point and see how the PlayStation 5 Pro will do before announcing if they are going to release an Xbox refresh. But again, the PlayStation 5 Pro is a good thing because it will clarify the future of the gaming industry. If the PlayStation 5 Pro sells well, then in my head all bets are off, because that means that there is still a significant portion of the audience willing to pay a crazy amount of money to play on a console and be locked in an ecosystem. While if the PlayStation 5 Pro sales flop, then that means that the change is actually the shift that needs to happen is actually closer. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's at least my opinion on this. And let me know if you have a different opinion. I would appreciate it if you put it in the comments. But again, please be respectful, be nice. You need to respect other people's opinions. And it's always interesting to exchange ideas. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.